بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تمسك بهديه إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. Who can remind us of what we mentioned in last week's class, al-Bukhari? What benefits did we share in last week's lesson on the dream interpretation from Sahih al-Bukhari? You weren't here. I know that.
I know, that's why you called, right?
Hiya. Brother Isa, what did we mention last week?
Dream interpretation last week.
Give us one benefit that we mentioned.
You said the people interpretation of the dream, you have to be the person who sound trustworthy and with a religious person, faith. Yeah, religious person and the person with a faith able to translate the dream.
طيب. خيرا إن شاء الله. What else did we mention last week? Anybody else?
Yeah, you should only tell about the good dreams.
You should only speak about good dreams.
Good dreams. Yeah.
Things that are positive that you see and not bad dreams or dreams of negativity. Khayr inshallah. Anyone else?
No, I think you said what dreams can be you make a transition out of a dream. Am I saying the right thing?
It's like the dream itself is something as a parable or similar to it.
Right, okay.
Which is symbolic to something when you're awake.
When you're awake.
So it's like double.
It's a transition, yeah.
So khayr. What else did we mention? Okay, khayr inshallah. Things we're going to talk about tonight, first and foremost, we're going to discuss some more on the etiquettes of the dream. Before we even get into Sahih Bukhari, seeing the Prophet ﷺ in a dream. And we also want to talk about, is it possible for a person to see a dream in which he sees his Lord, subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah, the most perfect, the most beautiful. Is it possible, Shaykh Anwar, for a Muslim to see Allah in his dream? And if a Muslim does see Allah, or thinks that he or she sees Allah, what is the symbolicism? What is the importance and the significance of that? What do you think, Sheikh?
I've never heard of someone seeing Allah in a dream.
So if someone came to you and they said that I saw Allah in a dream, would you think they'll be a person of Sunnah, or you call them a Sufi? Be honest. What would you?
I would call him a Sufi.
Instantly.
Absolutely.
Khair, inshallah. What about you, Brother Carlin?
Do I think somebody can see Allah in a dream?
That's the question, yes. No. Impossible, huh? Brother Wali, what you think?
I don't think so.
Anybody else?
Impossible.
Impossible. Khair.
Sufi.
Khair, inshallah.
Sufi.
Right. Khair, inshallah. Anybody else? Where did Kashif go?
Things on the phone yesterday.
On the phone, missing out. Type. Any sisters?
It's not possible.
Impossible. Khair, inshallah. Type. Khair, inshallah. What page did we leave off in the book of Dr. Ahmed Farid? We left page on 18?
Something like that.
Type. Let's get started. Bi'idhnillah. We're going to read some from the original book in Arabic, and then we can read the translation, inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The author, he says, فضل الرؤيا الصالحة عن عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت أول ما بدأ به رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من الوحي الرؤيا الصالحة في النوم فكان لا يرى رؤيا إلا جاءت مثل فلق الصبح. والشاهد في الحديث لفضل الرؤيا الصالحة أنها بداية إشراق شمس النبوة. قال الحافظ قال ابن أبي حمزة أو ابن أبي جمرة إنما شبهها بفلق الصبح دون غيره لأن شمس النبوة كانت الرؤيا مبادئ أنوارها فما زال ذلك النور يتسع حتى أشرقت الشمس فمن كان باطنه نوريا كان في التصديق بكريا كأبي بكر ومن كان باطنه مظلما كان في التكذيب خفاشيا كأبي جهل وبقية الناس بين هاتين المنزلتين كل منهم بقدر ما أعطي من النور. وعن أنس بن مالك أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الرؤيا الحسنة من الرجل الصالح جزء من 46 جزءا من النبوة. قال البغوي قوله جزء من النبوة أراد تحقيق أمر الرؤيا وتأكيده وإنما كانت جزءا من النبوة في حق الأنبياء دون غيرهم. قال عبيد بن عمير رؤيا الأنبياء وحي وقراء إني أرى في المنام أني أذبحك فانظر ماذا ترى قال يا أبت افعل ما تؤمر. وقيل معناه أنها جزء من أجزاء علم النبوة وعلم النبوة باق والنبوة غير باقية أو أراد به كالنبوة في الحكم بالصحة كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام الهدي الصالح والسمت الصالح والاقتصاد جزء من 25 جزء من النبوة أي هذه الخصال في الحسن والاستحباب كجزء من أجزاء فضائلهم فاقتدوا فيها بهم لا أنها حقيقة النبوة لأن النبوة لا تتجزأ ولا نبوة بعد النبي صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. طيب, let's start off with the translation. I believe page 18. Anyone who's a volunteer for page 18?
I volunteer.
Bismillah.
Benefit of good dreams. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, said, the commencement of the divine inspiration to Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in the form of good, true dreams during his sleep. He never had a dream except that it would come true as the light of day. This hadith indicates that good dreams are the beginning of the prophethood. Al-Hadith ibn Hajar, may Allah have mercy upon him, said, Ibn Abu Jumrah said, a good dream is compared to the brightness of the day because prophethood was initiated by good dreams. As daylight brightens until the sun rises. Therefore, whoever has a beam of light in his heart will become truthful and trustful like Abu Bakr. And he whose heart is dark will become blind and a liar like Abu Jahl. The rest of the people fall between these two categories, each according to the light he was given.
Tayyib. Anas bin Malik reported
That the Prophet ﷺ said, a good dream which comes true of a righteous man is one of 46 parts of prophethood.
Baghawi has said the Prophet's statement, 146 part of prophethood is confirmation that good dreams are always fulfilled, and that they were a part of the prophethood of the prophets, but not of anyone else. More understandings of this hadith. What does this hadith mean? That dreams are part of prophethood. Some of them say, as we explained last week, that what's meant is that good dreams always come true. They're always fulfilled and interpreted just like the dreams of the prophets. Another view is that this hadith was only pertaining to the time of the prophets. During the lifetime of a prophet, he saw a good dream, then it was a part of his prophecy or prophethood, not nowadays. We explained the different views on understanding that hadith. What does the hadith mean when we say a good dream is one part of prophecy or prophethood? Everybody understand this? We mentioned this last week. Continue.
Ubayd ibn Umair said the dreams of the prophets were revelation, as he recited the Lord's verse. I have not seen in a dream.
I have seen you. I have seen in a dream.
I have seen in a dream that I was slaughtering you, offered you a sacrifice to Allah. And so what do you think? He said, O my father, do that which you are commanded.
Who's that speaking of?
Ibrahim.
He was a prophet. He saw a dream and he was to slaughter his son. So he used this verse to prove that when a prophet sees a good dream, that is prophethood, nubuwah, not anyone else. Now, continue. Others, however,
Others, however, have
Yani
stated,
other ulama of the past, of the early generations of Muslims, they say,
that good dreams are one of the signs of prophethood. So the signs of prophethood remains, but prophethood itself does not.
they say that the sign of the prophethood is still there. Traces of prophethood are still there. Actual prophethood, no longer there. It stopped with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Naam.
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, good manners of conduct, dignified bearings, and moderation are the 25th part of prophecy.
These noble qualities,
These noble qualities are a part of the characteristics of the prophet that righteous people should try to emulate, not because they represent true prophethood, as the prophet could not be shared out, nor is there a prophet after Muhammad.
as we just said, pieces of prophethood, remnants. These practices that you do is reminiscent of prophethood of the prophets, being kind, being merciful, speaking the truth, having knowledge, teaching people, etc., etc. Al-Hafidh ibn Hajar, may Allah have mercy upon him, said, good dreams which come true may also appear to disbelievers, as in the case of the two prisoners with Yusuf alayhi salam, and the dream of their king. Al-Qadi al-Bukhari ibn al-Arabi has said, a dream of a righteous believer is one associated with part of prophethood, one of sincerity and clarity, but the dream of a sinful disbeliever is not part of prophethood. Al-Qurtubi said, the dream of a righteous, sincere Muslim comes true like one from the prophets. As for the disbeliever and sinner, their dreams are completely confused, false ones, although their dreams may occasionally come true. This is similar to a liar telling the truth. Now, anyone who prophesies as a prophet, such as a diviner or an astrologer. In other words, people make predictions. This is going to happen in this year, in this century. Soothsayers, tarot card readers, psychics. Everybody understand this? They may tell the truth from time to time. Whether it's information from the jinn, whether someone just has a natural skill and ability to guess, or whether a person has a great deal of knowledge and information about people and about psychology and psychiatry and these types of things. How you just blink your eyes and your eyes, it's a whole science. It doesn't mean that they know the unseen. It does not mean that they what? Know the unseen. And from time to time, they may say something which is right. So therefore, the point here is that a Muslim who is a sinner, and what's meant by a sinful Muslim, every Muslim has a sin that he or she has committed or is committing. What's meant by a sinful Muslim is someone who's predominantly sinful. Someone who's good does not outweigh, it's the opposite. It's more bad than good. Or someone who does a sin over and over and over again. Someone who's making a major sin over and over again. Or someone who performs major sins in public, in front of people. Everybody understand this? Because every single Muslim has what? Sin. That's not what we mean by a sinful. Fasik is a different thing from a Muslim who makes a sin from time to time. So a sinful Muslim could see something and it may happen, it may come true. A non-Muslim may see something and it may what? It may happen. But it's not the same as the righteous man or the righteous woman's dream, which in most cases is going to manifest itself as he saw it. Everybody understand this? Just as he mentioned before about Abu Bakr and Jahl. Those who have light, that's what they're going to see. Those who have darkness, that's what they're going to see. Everybody understand this? We mentioned this already in the previous class. Khair inshallah. The benefit of seeing the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a dream. The author, he says, and we'll go on so we can continue reading, the brothers, and don't worry, inshallah. فصل في فضل من رأى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في المنام. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول من رآني في المنام فسيراني في اليقظة أو لكأنما رآني في اليقظة لا يتمثل الشيطان بي. قال النووي رحمه الله فيه أقوال أحدها المراد بها أهل عصره ومعناه من رآه في النوم ولم يكن هاجر يوفقه الله تعالى للهجرة ورؤيته صلى الله عليه وسلم عيانا. والثاني معناه أنه يرى تصديق تلك الرؤية في اليقظة في الدار الآخرة لأنه يراه في الآخرة جميع أمته ومن رآه في الدنيا ومن لم يره. والثالث يراه في الآخرة رؤية خاصيته في القرب منه حصول شفاعته ونحو ذلك والله أعلم. وعن أبي قتادة رضي الله عنه قال قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من رآني فقد رأى الحق. قال البغوي رحمه الله رؤية الله في المنام جائزة. قال معاذ عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إني نعست فرأيت ربي وتكون رؤيته جلت قدرته أو قدرته ظهور العدل والفرج والخصب والخير لأهل ذلك الموضع فإن رآه فوعد له جنة أو مغفرة أو فوعد له جنة أو مغفرة أو نجاة من النار فقوله حق وعده صدق وإن رآه ينظر إليه فهو رحمته وإن رآه معرضا عنه فهو تحذير من الذنوب لقوله سبحانه وتعالى أولئك لا خلاق لهم في الآخرة ولا يكلمهم الله ولا ينظر إليهم وإن أعطاه شيء من متاع الدنيا فأخذه فهو بلاء ومحن وأسقام تصيب بدنه يعظم بها أجره لا يزال يضطرب فيها حتى يؤديه إلى الرحمة وحسن العاقبة ورؤية النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في المنام حق ولا يتمثل الشيطان به وكذلك جميع الأنبياء والملائكة عليهم السلام وكذلك الشمس والقمر والنجوم والمضيئة والسحاب الذي فيه الغيث لا يتمثل الشيطان بشيء منها. طيب, next reader.
The benefit of seeing the prophet in a dream. Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased, reported that he heard the prophet say, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whoever sees me in a dream will see me consciously, as shaitan cannot imitate me in appearance.
The hadith says, whoever sees me in a dream will see me what? Consciously, when he's awake. And the shaitan does not take my appearance. Naam.
And Nawawi,
Imam Nawawi, the author of 40 Hadith, Riyadh Salihin, he said,
may Allah have mercy upon him, said, the above hadith has three meanings.
The above hadith, there are three meanings. What does hadith mean? Sheikh Hamza, he said, whoever sees the Prophet in a dream will see him when he's awake and conscious. What does this mean? In 2015 in South Philadelphia. What does this mean? The first understanding is, continue, read.
First one is the prophet. The prophet refers to the people of his era. That whoever sees him in a dream has not migrated yet. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help him or her immigrate and therefore see the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in person.
That's the first understanding. Those people who remained in Mecca or Yemen or other places, and they had not yet went to Medina. They did not migrate to Medina. And they see the Prophet in a dream, Allah will help them. Allah will make it easy for them to do what? Go to Medina and actually see him eye to eye. Everybody understand this first understanding? Everybody understand this first interpretation? Clear? Number two.
Second, whoever sees the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a dream in this world will be able to see him consciously in the hereafter. Because in the hereafter, all the ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will see him. Those who see him in a dream and even those who do not.
Everybody understand this? Everybody's going to see the Prophet from among his ummah. A glad tidings. Inshallah, he'll die upon Islam and be resurrected in the nation of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Number three.
Third, whoever sees him sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a dream will be able to see him in the hereafter in person and getting this intercession. For Allah knows best.
Yani he'll be close to him. Alayhi salatu wasalam. That's with regards to this hadith. There are further details with regards to seeing the Prophet sallallahu not under these three interpretations. Because some hadiths they state, those who see me in a dream have actually seen me. Because the devil does not take my appearance, as we mentioned last week. This hadith states, those who see me sleeping will see me consciously. It's two different narrations. Everybody understand? It's two different what? Everybody with me? It's two different reports. One report says, anyone who sees me sleep, he's asleep, will see me when he's awake. Three meanings to that hadith. The other hadith, those who see me in their sleep have actually seen me, because the devil cannot what? Take my appearance. Everybody understand this? In other words, that's different. You may see the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and it means something as a glad tidings. But as we're going to read It has to be clear that you saw the prophet, not someone that you thought was the prophet. And this is what happens all of the time. People, they see people and they think it's what? The prophet, but it's not the prophet. You have to actually see him in his physical description, the accurate description of the prophet. You may see one of the prophet's grandchildren, one of his relatives. You may see a scholar in your dream and think it's the prophet, and it's not. Everybody understand this? So there's two different what? Two different narrations. Two different what? Two different narrations. Everybody clear the tight. Let's move on. Continue. Sheikh, continue reading.
Okay. On the authority of Abu Qatada, may Allah be pleased with him, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever sees me has indeed seen the truth. That's whoever sees me in a dream has indeed seen the truth.
Baghawi was one of the scholars who made a great deal of service to the books of Hadith and their interpretation. He said, listen to this, Sheikh.
Yeah, I was reading.
Tafadhal.
It is permissible to see Allah in a dream.
He says that it is permissible, ja'iza. It's possible for one to see Allah in a dream. Tafadhal.
Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, on the authority of Mu'adh, may Allah be pleased with him, I slept and I saw my Lord in my dream. Seeing Allah in a dream implies that his justice, relief, fertility, and wealth will be in abundance for the people of that era.
Allahu Akbar. He says, based off of the hadith of Mu'adh, that the Prophet ﷺ saw his Lord. The Prophet says, Nastu, I became sleepy, I became tired. He dozed off, alayhi salatu wasalam, as he was a human being, and in that dream he saw who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says that the interpretation of seeing Allah in a dream is a means of bounty and abundance for the people who live in his locale. Everybody understand this? Continue.
If one sees Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promising one paradise, forgiveness, or salvation from the hellfire, then his words are true and his promise is always sincere.
If Allah says something to him in the dream, such as what? Read it again, please.
Read it again?
Yes.
Okay. If one sees Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promising one paradise, forgiveness, or salvation from the hellfire, then his words are true and his promise is always sincere.
I saw in a dream, I saw Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he said to me, you will go to paradise, or you'll be saved from the hellfire, or I have forgiven you of his sins. Then that is what? It's true. Continue.
If one sees Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a dream looking at one, it implies his mercy. If one sees Allah in a dream ignoring him, it is a warning from sins, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, they shall have no portion in the hereafter. They got the prophecies of paradise. Neither will Allah speak to them nor look at them on the day of resurrection. If one sees Allah in a dream, giving one wealth from this world, and then taking it away from him, it implies that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has tried one, purified one's soul, and showered one with his mercy.
He will have sickness. He will be tested. He will be afflicted with things which would lead to, what would they lead to? Purifying him. Cancer, diabetes, loss of life, things like this. If a person sees that dream, Allah will test you. Heart illness, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. These are means of Allah testing you. Allah putting you through a trial and an affliction, and the ultimate goal is purification. And those who live on the earth and they have everything, and they have no sickness, no worries, no problems in the hereafter, waliyatu billah, of a very, very difficult situation. So don't always look at it as a bad thing if you get sick or injured or hurt or you lose something. Why me? It's the first thing a non-Muslim says. Why me?
Why not now?
So it's all about the believer, his mind, perception. Khair, inshallah, continue.
Don't we really see the prophets of the Lord?
Alright, let's read a fatwa here.
Okay.
Because I know Sheikh has a lot of questions and a lot of doubts about what he just read. Of course, we all do. Right? And it's the beautiful thing about learning, first and foremost. And secondly, about the concept of emptying your cup, as we said. Bringing an empty cup to the class. Unlearn what you've learned. Put all of the information, sound bites that you've taken before to the back of your mind. Don't necessarily discard them, but at least move them out the way for this. At least what? Move them out the way. And every one of us in this room, starting with myself, before anybody else, we're all learners. We're all what? Learners. Every day you learn something new about the deen. And there are many things, many concepts, many things that you think are only from what Sufis say. As we explained before. Or it's bid'ah, or it's baseless. When you actually start reading and studying and digging into the books of the ulama of the past, you find that Ahlul Sunnah were the first people to make that statement. Then they took it and they monopolized it. They took it and they ran with it. They took it and unfortunately they may have implemented it more in a time and a place than the people of Hadith. And they became famous, or anyone who talks about this, Sufi. Anyone says this, it's Jihadi, Takfiri, or any other names that you want to use. Anyone says this is Ikhwani. That's sad. That's very sad. And the problem starts with the Imam of the Masjid, with the teacher, or with the Sheikh. A Sheikh. It doesn't have to be, you're not just picking on people here. Sheikh overseas. His lack of reading, his lack of in-depth study, his superficial knowledge, the oil on top of the water. And this is the benefit. That's why we always say read books to the talab. Read books. Don't just say what you heard in the class. Read the kutub of the ulama of the what? We always say, Kashif? What do we always say? Always say the ulama of the past. No disrespect to the current day scholars. But you have to scratch beneath the surface. Everybody understand this? So, khair, inshallah, let's read a fatwa. Let's take a source or an Islamic personality. We know, Sheikh, that you will take and accept, bidnillah, which is a good thing. Question says, ما حكم من يدعي أنه قد رأى رب العزة في المنام؟ وهل كما يزعم البعض أن الإمام أحمد بن حنبل قد رأى رب العزة والجلال في المنام أكثر من 100 مرة? Question says, what is the ruling? Or is it permissible? Is it valid and correct for those who claim that they have seen Allah, the Lord of Izzah, Rabbul Izzah, the Lord of might and power? And is it correct that Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal saw Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a dream more than 100 times? It's the question. Everybody understand the question? The fatwa here, I'm not going to mention the name of the mufti until after we finish. Until what? After we finish, inshallah. That way you can accept it or reject it, then hear the name. Sahih? This is one of my teachers used to do in Medina. He would give the information, he would give the proof, the evidence, the argument, then he would mention the name of the imam who said it. Because most people, when they hear a name, it's automatically batil. Abu Hanifa said it, la, it's false, da'if. Ibn Taymiyyah said it, it's correct. Sahih? Unfortunately, this is a reality. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. He says, ذكر الشيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية رحمه الله وآخرون أنه يمكن أن يرى الإنسان ربه في المنام. The Mufti, he says that Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, can't say he's Sufi, Mubtadi', innovator, and many others, he says, وآخرون, many others, they say it is quite possible for a person to see his Lord in a dream. So raise your hand if you said it was impossible before we read this. Everybody said it. We didn't mention no dalil yet. No proof and evidence. But the concept is now what? We may think it's bid'ah, it's Sufi, it's Ibn Taymiyyah now, and many others. Who are those other ulama? His students, his friends, people who came from Allahu Alam. This is the purpose of what? Reading, digging. He then says, ولكن يكون ما رآه ليس هو الحقيقة أو هو الحقيقية لأن الله لا يشبه شيء سبحانه وتعالى. قال تعالى ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع البصير. فليس يشبهه يمكن أن يكلمه ربه ويرى في النوم أنه يكلمه ربه لكن مهما رأى من الصور أي صورة صورة إنسان أو صورة حيوان فليست هي الله جل وعلا لأن الله لا يشبه شيء سبحانه وتعالى لا شبيه له ولا كفء له جل وعلا. وذكر الشيخ تقي الدين رحمه الله في هذا أن الأحوال تختلف بحسب حال العبد الرائي فكلما كان من أصلح الناس وأقربهم إلى الخير كانت رؤيته أقرب إلى الصواب والصحة لكن على غير الكيفية التي يراها أو الصفة التي يراها لأن الأصل الأصيل أن الله لا يشبه شيء سبحانه وتعالى فيمكن أن يسمع صوتا أو يقال له كذا وافعل كذا ولكن ليس هناك صورة مشخصة يراها تشبهه شيئا من المخلوقات ليس له شبيه ولا مثيل سبحانه وتعالى. وقد روي عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه رأى ربه في المنام وقد راه معاذ عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه رأى ربه وجاء في عدة طرق أنه رأى ربه وأنه سبحانه وتعالى وضع يده بين كتفيه حتى وجد بردها بين ثدييه أو بين كتفيه حتى برد بردها بين كتفيه. هذا ورد في الحديث وألف في الحافظ بن رجب رسالة سماه اختيار الأولى في شرح حديث اختصم أو فيما اختصم المال الأعلى وهذه يدل على أن الأنبياء قد يرون ربهم في النوم أما رؤية الرب في الدنيا بالعيان فلا. أخبر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه لن يرى أحد ربه حتى يموت قال واعلموا أنه لن يرى أحدكم ربه حتى يموت رواه مسلم في الصحيح. ولما سئل صلى الله عليه وسلم هل رأيت ربك قال رأيت نورا وفي لفظ نور أن أراه أو أراه رواه مسلم من حديث أبي ذر. وهكذا سئلت عائشة عن ذلك فأخبرت أنه لا يراه أحد في الدنيا لأن رؤية we'll start off with the translation before we finish. It says here Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah and many others have all stated that it's possible for a person to see his Lord in a dream. The Mufti then says, however, that which you may see in your dream isn't necessarily or doesn't necessarily mean that it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is because Allah, nothing resembles Him. Nothing resembles Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing is similar or equal to Allah the Mighty and the Sublime. As He has stated in the Quran al-Kareem, nothing is like Allah, and Allah is as-Sami'u al-Basir. He then says, so therefore, that which a person sees, he may see someone, or perhaps his Lord may speak to him, or something like this. What time is it? 7:45. I want to stop here. Inshallah, next week we will continue. We have to get started on the Arabic class. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Any questions pertaining to the class or other than the class besides this issue? And the reason why